G'day guys, got something special here for you today. Here we're looking at a custom-made PC I've built from an old Pentium 2 case. Housed inside this is a HP 8100 Elite motherboard, small form factor. It's rocking 8GB of DDR3 1333 MHz RAM. As you can see, we've got a GTX 750 OC just up here in the top left. Rocking also with a power supply from a HP Z400 workstation. It's 475 watts. It's got some custom cabling there to actually get the 8100 Elite motherboard to work with it. We also have inside here a Western Digital 1TB green hard drive with 64 meg cache. Also another hard drive that is also a terabyte, and it's only got 16 meg cache, so that's not too great. We've got standard I/O on the back, 6 USB, 1 gigabit Ethernet, and your HDMI and a VGA out. And I forgot the i5 760 CPU. Well, let's get into this. As you can see here, there is still some problems. It's something I'm not too worried about. You hit F1 and your problems go away. Just adds character to the build, so it will stay. So this project all started off when I bought a HP Elite 8100 small form factor motherboard. I jagged this for 40 bucks Australian dollars off eBay. At some point I also picked up a GTX 750 OC, and it cost me about 60 bucks Australian. Now the whole idea of this PC was to build something that was cheap and that I could take to LANs as a spare PC for friends that didn't have a PC or too lazy to bring anything. Yeah, those guys know who they are. Okay, first up on the list we have Overwatch. Now this is one of my personal favorite games. Now this played brilliant, very smooth, very crisp. We have maximum frame rates at 66 FPS, minimums at 64, and average at 65. Now we benched this at 1920 by 1080. All the other benches we did today were in the same resolution. Alright, second on our list is PUBG. Now this thing was not a great experience. This thing did struggle on this. We managed to get max frames at 31, minimums were 30, and average was about 30 FPS as well. Now I did play this at a lower resolution on a different occasion, and this thing sat around about 40 FPS. Now the settings we have for PUBG were very low. Third on our list, GTA 5. This thing ran crispy smooth. A very good playable experience, and we did run this in a low setting, so we got pretty good frame rates because of that. Our max frame rates was 51 FPS, minimums at 49, and we averaged at 49 FPS. Now the fourth game on our list today of benchmarking is Counter-Strike Global Offense. Now, this game is an old classic. Always runs very well on newer hardware. This is what shown in our benchmark results, with maximums at 121 frames, minimum at 116, and averages at 119. We ran this in a pretty high preset and ran amazing. And the final game on our list today is Heroes of the Storm by Blizzard. This thing ran quite fine. Now this is a classic MOBA. Our frame rates for this game were maximums at 69, minimums at 62, and averages at 65. Now this build has been one of my more favourite builds I've done in a few years. I just love the rusty get the job done aesthetics. Now it has come down to a good price. It was a cheap build and it's done exactly as I planned. I wanted a spare cheap computer to take to LANs for friends that don't have computers or were too lazy to bring in. Yes, it did not run everything great. PUBG, 30 frames at 1920 by 1080. Yeah, that's not terrible, but it's not great either, but still playable. Now the GTX 750, I would say this is the thing that really pushed this computer. It's a solid card now. It's been overshadowed by the GTX 750 Ti. The card's a bit more expensive, but for the performance, there's not a great deal difference, and I think you can save a few bucks if you're okay with the slight difference in performance. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch us next time, and don't forget to subscribe.